Hey, welcome to Tabletop Skirmish Games. I'm Lee, and in this video we'll be taking a look at the Untamed beasts and all the changes to their rules for WARCRY 2.0. It was really cool to get hold of the free rules PDFs for WARCRY 2.0, and I've already done a deep dive for my favourite, the Corvus Cabal, but now it's time to have a look at my other favourite warband, the Untamed beasts. In this video you'll see all the changes to their abilities. I'll do a direct comparison between all their fighter cards that are out for WARCRY 2.0 and for the fighter cards that came out for the original version of the game. So let's get started and we'll look at the abilities first. Before we do that though, I'd like to say a huge thank you to this month's sponsors who are making these daily videos possible. And I'll put their links in the comments section below, and if you can check those out, that's a great way to support the channel and help me to keep these videos coming. Here we've got the Untamed Beasts abilities. These are the new ones that came out in the Chaos PDF for WARCRY 2.0. We've got the reaction at the top and then all the abilities underneath. Now this is going to be compared to the Untamed Beasts abilities that were in the Agents of Chaos book. So I'm doing a comparison to that. I didn't update it with the Tome of Champions. I stuck to those original rules. So that's the comparison I'll be making with the abilities and fighter cards in this video. We'll have a close look at the reaction in a second, but let's go through the abilities. So the double Savage Fury, that stayed the same, no change there. So has All Out Attack, another double. Beastmaster, that stayed the same as well. And the triple ability Pounce, also the same. So the only changes are the Harpoon Snag for a triple and Unleash the Beast. So let's have a look at Harpoon Snag and what's changed. So here, everything's the same until we get to the final sentence on the one on the left. So it says, when doing so, they can move away from enemy fighters within 1 inch at the start of that move action. Now this is a really nice update because usually you use the Harpoon Snag, drag the enemy fighter towards you a number of each inches equal to the value of the ability. But there was always that thing of, can you drag someone away if they're engaged or in engagement range of another enemy? So yeah, that's really great that they've clarified that now. So you can actually use this ability if one of your friendly fighters are engaged with an enemy, you can harpoon the enemy and drag them away towards you. So if they're going after an objective or a weaker friendly fighter, then you can support them by doing that. So really nice that they updated that. Next up is the Quad Unleash the Beast. Great name for an ability. I love this one. And this is a change here that you're going to see on quite a lot of the abilities throughout all the different factions. And what they've done now, rather than saying something like range characteristic or 3 or less, they're going to just say melee attack action. So that's much better. So I like that a lot because that's really what it applies to. And that's all the changes for the abilities, so not many at all. So let's have a look at the reaction next. Here's the Untamed Beast reaction. This is called Brute Resilience, and anyone with the Untamed Beast rule mark can use this. And it tells us that a fighter can make this reaction when they are targeted by a melee attack action, but before the hit rolls are made. Subtract 1 from the damage points allocated to this fighter by each hit from that attack action to a minimum of 1. Now I wonder if this means hit and critical hit, but I'm just going to read it as a hit because I think it should say critical hit if that's what it means. So you're only going to be able to subtract 1 from damage points. Now if that is the case and it doesn't apply to critical hits, you're only going to really want to use this against those powerful enemy fighters that have got a minimum of 2 damage against them. So anyone coming at you with damage of 1, there's no point using this reaction because it goes down to a minimum of 1 anyway. So yeah, I don't think this is going to get used all that much. Might be nice to use some of the universal reactions for these guys instead, but it is something unique to them. And if you come up against some of the tougher opponents, you can certainly reduce those hits and the damage they cause. Now let's have a look at the fighter cards, and we'll start with the main man, the Heart Eater. So here's the new card in this new style, and here's a comparison between the two. Again, I'm comparing the most up-to-date one for WARCRY 2.0 to the one that was featured in the Grand Alliance books. And so you can see here there's a points difference. Originally it was 180, now it's 200. The movement, toughness, and the wounds stayed the same at 5, 4 and 20. But look at this, we can now make 5 attacks and it's strength 5. And there's something really cool in Warcry when you're rolling 5 attack dice. I love it. And so for one of my favourite characters in the whole game, to have 5 attacks now at strength 5, I think is brilliant. Well worth that 200 points change. So only 20 points up. I think it's brilliant. So this I'm really happy about. I can't wait to play these guys now. The Heart Eater has got action to the Brute Resilience reaction, and he's also got access to the double Savage Fury ability and the quad Unleash the Beast. But as a leader, he's got the leadership icon rune mark, and so he's going to also get this double all-out attack. And so this is really nice for him. A fighter can only use this ability if an enemy fighter has been taken down by an attack action made by them this activation. This fighter makes a bonus move action or a bonus attack action. So now, with 5 attacks and 5 damage, dealing 5 strength, dealing 2 to 5 damage, that's going to be really useful. I think that double has now been improved. I love it. It's great. What a great change to the Heart Eater. Another great model is the first Fang. So here's the new card, and let's do a comparison. He's gone down in 10 points, but look at this. His strength has gone up to 5. That's brilliant, and that's in both weapons as well. And you can see on his second weapon, the minimum damage is now 2. So that's a brilliant increase. His points have gone down, but his strength has gone up on both weapons. His movement, toughness, and damage have all stayed the same. So his wounds have stayed the same. So yeah, really happy with the first Fang. He's got the reaction and the double and quad abilities he can use, but he's also got his own, the triple harpoon snag that we saw earlier. So now this has been updated to allow him to pull away those enemy fighters that are within 1 inch. So that's great. I really like this. I think the first Fang and the Heart Eater, 2 brilliant buffs, and this is setting up to be a really strong warband now, I think. Next, we've got the Beast Speaker, and now we're going to have a look and compare the two. So this has gone down from 125 to 110 points. Movement, toughness, and wounds have stayed the same. The weapon range has gone down to 3 inches. You can still make 4 attacks, 4 strength, but do a little bit more damage on a critical hit now. And then on that second weapon, that's all stayed the same. So not too bad there. I like that. I don't mind losing that 1 inch of range to gain that extra on a critical hit. But you're really using this with the Tusk Prowler that we'll see later on. As a member of the warband, this one can use the reaction, Savage Fury, and Unleash the Beast quad. But because of the Agile rune mark, they get another double called Beastmaster, where they can pick a visible friendly fighter with the Beast rune mark within 4 inches of them, and then that fighter can make a bonus attack action. So really great to pair the Beast Speaker up with the Tusk Prowler. I love doing that, so that's really great. So straight away, these 3 fighters have all had really nice updates. I'm very happy. Next up, we've got the Prey Taker with Fanged Axe, and this one's gone down from 105 to 100, and there's no changes on the movement, toughness, or wounds, but again, the weapons have gone up. The strength is now 5, and they're going to deal 2 to 5 on a crit, rather than 2 to 4 on a crit, so that's brilliant. Another great increase, and a point decrease. They don't get any unique abilities, so they'll stick with the Brute Resilience reaction, the double, and the quad abilities. Now we've got the Prey Taker with Sawtooth Blade this time, again coming down to 100 points. No changes except for strength, which has gone from strength 3 up to strength 4. So now this whole warband is either 4 or 5 in strength so far. So yeah, they're going to deal some serious damage now. Then we've got the reaction, the double and quad abilities, which will be the same as for the other members of the warband. Now on to the lowest point fighter, the Plains Runner. And the Plains Runners stay the same. 55 points, movement, toughness, wounds all the same, and the weapon profile too. So no change there. They'll get the reaction, double and quad abilities too. Now on to another one of my favourite models ever, the Tusk Prowler. Brilliant this is. Let's see how much this has changed. So it's gone from 180 up to 195 points. But no changes across movement, toughness or wounds, and no changes to the weapon profile either. So if you like playing a couple of these, maybe 2 or 3, there is going to be a point increase, and that's going to change things up, only slightly though. Abilities wise, it's the same reaction, the double and the quad, but they do get their own because they've got the Beast rune mark and the Faction rune mark, and this is a triple called Pounce, where until the end of this fighter's activation, the next time this fighter finishes a move action within 1 inch of an enemy, pick a visible enemy fighter within 1 inch of this fighter. Allocate a number of damage points to that fighter equal to the value of this ability. So really nice, I like this triple, great way to do a little bit of extra damage. Now we've gone through all the fighters, let's have a look at the complete points value. So if you're playing all 9 of the miniatures that you get in the set, they're going to come to exactly 1,000 points. So with all those changes, you've pretty much not gone up in points, but you've gone up in strength. So these really are going to be proven to be difficult, I think. I can't wait to play them and try them out against some of the other warbands that have also been updated. Because if we're seeing quite a lot of toughness going up, then that strength might have been cancelled out. Looking at the older cards, you can see again it's 1,000 points, so everything's the same. So really, you're only going to be penalised here if you like taking, for example, more than one Rock Tusk Prowler. So yeah, otherwise you're not going to see a difference in points, only in the increase to strength. So that's the Untamed Beast changes for WARCRY 2.0, and I can't wait to get hold of my box set. And if you haven't ordered yours yet but would like to, please check out Firestorm Games. I'll put a link in the description below where you can save up to 20% on all your hobby products, plus a little bonus if you order from them too. If you order from them before the 31st of August, you'll also save an additional 5% on the usual up to 20%, so some big savings to be made there. And you'll also support the channel as I get a small commission from every sale made through that link. I hope you enjoyed the video, and let me know what your favourite warband is, because I'm going to be trying to cover as many as I can and getting them updated in deep dive videos like this for WARCRY 2.0. So let me know in the comment section below. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you liked the video. If you did, please hit that like button, subscribe for more videos like this one, and don't forget to hit the notification bell too to join me next time on Tabletop Skirmish Games. I'd like to say a huge thank you to my Patreon supporters who make these daily videos possible, and if you're interested in joining the community, it'd be awesome to see you there, and I'll put a link for that in the description down below.